It's like a lake, but this is farmland at least 3 miles from the Missouri River. One glance at this massive amount of water shows you why some areas are now going from a moderate to severe flood alert. The rising Missouri River hitting hard to the north of Omaha. Good evening, I'm Craig DeGrelli.
And I'm Carol Wang. New tonight, word that another major connection for drivers is closing. Highway 30 is set to shut down on Wednesday morning between Blair and Missouri Valley. It will stay closed for a couple of days while crews work to put a flood barrier along it.
This as more people in the area forced to evacuate. KMTV Action 3 News reporter Liz Dorland starts tonight's flood alert team coverage live. Liz?
Well, tonight, forecasters are raising the threat level along the Missouri River from moderate to major for Harrison and Washington counties. People living east of the DeSoto National Wildlife Refuge are looking for refuge themselves from the mighty Mo. A torrent of water cascades over the DeSoto levee. Swift currents flooding Donald Brothers fields.
It's got a lot of power behind it.
Until Monday, the levee held back the water.
I was here at 3 o'clock last night because I woke up and I couldn't sleep. And I come down here and it hadn't breached yet. And by 6:30 this morning, it had breached.
Rising water threatening homes forced many out. Yellow evacuation notices say it's time to move now. Brothers explains the mood surprisingly positive.
You're busy today, you know the time has come. It's time to act. The last 3 weeks have been do we, don't we.
Floodwaters not only impacting people, even the wildlife is being displaced. Self-built levees circle many homes of those already forced out along Highway 30.
Trouble popping up all along the Missouri River. One county now has the power to force people out of many areas put in danger by this historic flood alert. It is the first time we've heard about a curfew in connection with this flood. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Carol Wang.
And I'm Craig DeGrelli. Pottawatomie County is taking action to protect people and property. KMTV Action 3 News reporter Liz Dorland is live. Liz.
Craig and Carol, some leaders in Iowa are not taking any chances when it comes to the rising Missouri River. Pottawatomie County trying to stay one step ahead of the mighty Mo by creating a possible curfew and mandatory evacuation.
In the event that somebody was refusing to leave, then we would now have the authority to order a mandatory evacuation and have the sheriff come in and remove them if necessary.
An idea those taking in the sights of the flooded Missouri agree with, only if it's absolutely necessary.
They know more about what damage it's doing along the dike or the levees than I do, so I'll take them at their advice.
If they're in danger, I think it's necessary, but if they're not, I don't think they need to go around telling people to get out when it's not necessary, you know.
The possible curfew to keep away looters, break a curfew or a mandatory evacuation, and it could cost you big bucks.
If you were found to be in violation of evacuation or curfew, it could be about $1,000 a pop.
This new regulation would only affect rural areas. Towns and cities still have to come up with their own plans. Council Bluffs doesn't have a curfew yet, but it is making other changes.
A lot of them don't send the national crews, they'll hire freelancers.
John King, USA, CNN, weeknights 7 Eastern.
Congressman Paul, thank you for joining us. First of all, you think the president does not have the right to engage the U.S. in the NATO-led effort in Libya without Congress's approval. Today, in his press conference, the president made clear that he believes the law does allow him to make this commitment on his own. Listen to this for a moment, if you would.
I'm not a Supreme Court justice, so I'm not going to put my constitutional law professor hat on here. Do I think that our actions in any way violate the War Powers Resolution? The answer is no. So I don't even have to get to the constitutional question.
Simply, sir, what's your reaction?
That's a horrible statement. No, he should get to the Constitution. He doesn't have to be a constitutional lawyer. You take an oath of office to obey the Constitution. If we don't know what it says, how can we take the oath? The Constitution is very clear. You don't go to war without a declaration. I agree there's some confusion with the War Powers Resolution because technically it legalized war rather than prevented war. So I don't particularly like that bill, but even if it's a law of the land, even that he has violated because he can't go to war by talking to the United Nations and NATO and refusing to talk to the Congress. I think this is so sad, and the kind of thing that I have been fighting with both parties for decades now. I think it's taken one step worse because he's been a little bit more aggressive in declaring that he is the unitary president, that he can do what he wants. He doesn't have to.
Mark Halprin, what was the president's strategy? We're coming up on a deadline, and the president decided to please his base, push back against the Republicans. I guess the question is, because we all know a deal has to be done, is this sort of showmanship? You know, a lot of times you go out there and both sides, and they act tough so their base will be appeased, and then they quietly work the deal behind the scenes.
Are we on the 7-second delay today?
Oh, Lordy.
No. I wanted to characterize how I thought the president behaved.
How do you think you
Well, we have it. We can use it, right, Alex?
Yeah, sure. Come on.
Yeah.
Take a
Go
chance.
for it.
FA.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Just you
Alex,
I'm behind you. You fall down. I'm going to catch you.
And the precedent has been set on
Okay,
the show.
sorry, go
so
ahead.
we're good.
I thought he was kind of a dick yesterday.
Oh, my God. Delay that. Delay that. What are you doing?
I think the president...
I can't believe you. I was joking. Don't do that. Did we delay that?
I hit it. I hope it works.
Okay. Okay, well, my mom's...
Hello everyone, welcome to Global Government News. Today is Thursday, June 30th, 2011, and I'm Darko. This is part 3. Thank you everyone for joining me and for sticking with me. My website's www.ggnonline.com. That's ggnonline.com. And I have a lot of news to cover still, so I'm just going to get right to it. DDarko2012 is my YouTube channel, and most if not, if all the links should be posted in the video's description on YouTube, so go check that out unless I have some kind of technical problems. Okay, Total Alert System Incorporated launches Department of Defense certified one-stop mass notification system to government and industry, so Big Brother can speak directly into your house. Successful launch of ORS-1 from NASA Wallops Flight Facility. So NASA basically, set up to explore the stars and stuff like that. No, it's used for everything else. The military-industrial complex. This has the first operational prototype satellite and represents a potential of low-cost, tactically focused satellites designed to provide critical battle space awareness capabilities to the joint war. Ohio Dayton police mistook a mentally handicapped teenager's speech immediately for disrespect. So they tasered, pepper sprayed, and beat him and called for backup from upward of 20 police officers after the boy rode his bicycle home. So apparently the officer was aware that this individual was mentally handicapped. So just another example. It says here that that they're not there to protect you, and just like force evacuations, screw that. I see what this is. There's many reasons for them spraying and modifying the weather. And flooding, including or causing an earthquake, but being able to get people used to passively accepting whatever the law enforcement in the state tells them to do, like to evacuate their lands. Well, obviously you don't want to get flooded, but just get a boat. Don't have a freaking panic attack, and don't let them tell you what to do. It's like, and he said that if you resist, blah, 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 the sheriff's going to enforce it. Well, if you care so much about my life, why would you shoot me because I'm going to shoot you. You know, this is the scenario that would be if I was on that land, right? I'm going to shoot you if you try removing me from my land. And if you shoot me, then you're just basically telling me that you're not there to protect me. And that's basically how it goes. They're just trying to tell people what to do, give them curfews. So smart meters, we can monitor everything you do in your home, and you can check that out. How anything you've ever said on the internet could be seen by employers at Feds-approved firm that dishes dirt on applicants. Then Google's forced to change privacy practices after a report the search giant publicizes the home addresses of Wi-Fi users. Injunction to move by the end of the month because a couple living in the off-grid lifestyle say they face prison unless they move from their land and Wyland and return to existence in the benefits trap. Then odd letter from Corps basically upsets property owners. Some say the Corps of Engineers, Army Corps, flooded land to drive down prices, and they're going to kick them out. Stub it out, market town to follow New York's lead with blanket ban on smoking in the street. So there you go. Town is set to become the first in Britain to ban smoking from its streets. Then it says Texas lawmakers pass airport anti-groping bill. I don't know if that thing's going to have fangs or if it's going to hold up. I don't see it holding up. It's so easy to just get it passed again, all in the name of security, and scare the hell out of the plebs. Burglar cops break into homes. That's right, cops are breaking into homes in a dramatic bid to highlight the risk of being a victim of burglars. Again, this is just conditioning the slaves that the cops can come in your house whenever they want. And this is official, Metropolitan Police. So, and greener, safe neighborhoods. Australia offers city residents cash to move. Sydney residents have been offered money to leave the city and resettle in rural South Wales because there's too many people, they say. Malaysia Airlines to ban babies traveling in first class. South Korean textbooks to be digitalized by 2015. Remember what I said about those Kindles? That's basically the beginning of burning of books. It says here, soft detention keeps free Chinese dissidents in prison. Soft detention is basically after they've served time, they have residential surveillance. And it says here that he was freed, and then basically said now the police are guarding his home and movement is restricted. It says here, anti-corruption reporter sentenced to 8 more years in jail. And that's for criticizing the Chinese regime. So happy birthday, communism, 90 years ago. Police helped Mexican drug cartel. Recent federal police report has revealed that Mexico's notorious La Familia drug cartel received assistance from state police commanders. I've said this before, just proves what I said. The government is the cartel, and the cartel is the government. It says Italy court probes police linked to mafia. Well, the police are mafia. That's what the government is, a bunch of thugs that coerce and steal and are violent. And they don't have an oath to the Constitution, but to the fraternal order of themselves. Greece could face military coup, says Stephen Cordell. Then we have Missouri could be the next state to require drug testing of welfare patients. Then UK's Torness nuclear plant closed down because of what? Oh, jellyfish, just like in China. Something's going on with the weather right now. I don't know what's going on, but so again, jellyfish clogging the nuclear plant again. UN forces took cholera to Haiti, and these people know that. They know it. They said new evidence strongly suggests that UN peacekeeping forces from Nepal brought a deadly cholera strain to Haiti after the 2010 earthquake. Well, they probably got an inoculation, too, before they went for cholera or something. It says here, U.S. nuclear plants not as safe as projected. In North Dakota, flooding continues. Check that out. Fukushima radiation fears children near nuclear plant to be given monitors. And New York seeks to lift fracking moratorium. Sorry, it's hard to say. Lady Gaga sued over Japanese charity scam. And then we have Red Cross incident hurts public. And it said, basically, the Red Cross of China has issued a statement to refute the rumors, and it's called the police. It said a manager of the Red Cross Society of China recently showed off her luxurious lifestyle and her microblog. And remember, all that money that goes to Red Cross doesn't go to the people like in Haiti and Japan. Both cases were missing. Rhode Island passed a civil unions bill confusing teens about their gender. The radical new French high school curriculum says. Check that out. Then we have preschool bans the use of words of him and her. Then we had drug alcohol use high among U.S. teens. Then Prince Harry and new girlfriend are related distantly. So see, this is going to be approved because they're actually in the same bloodlines, whereas his brother married just a commoner. was kind of looked down upon. Octomom Nadia Sullivan says, I hate babies. They disgust me. You can't join the NHS postnatal depression support group. You're too sad. What mother was told by mental health nurse. The UK population growing at fastest rate. And that's, of course, because of immigration, fertility drops, and global recession. And global recession puts women off getting pregnant because of fears of financial future. This is GGN, and I'm Darko. Thank